No, no, you've just made an ugly sandwich.
In a world desperate to tear itself apart, only one man, and some other people, stand in the way of total destruction. Together they will right the wrongs, make bad, good, and single-handedly destroy evil, together. Who is this man, you may ask? This man is Geoff.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Geoff Jones and Friends Make It Better, the show that takes life's little annoyances, grounds and pounds, breaks them down, builds them back up again, and makes everything ultimately better. Today I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by Robert Duck. Robert, how the hell are you?
I am not too bad on this Saturday lunchtime.
It is Saturday lunchtime. Yes, this usually is the evening. And I'll be honest, usually when I record, I've had like at least 2 drinks to calm the nerves. So this is going to be a whole new experience
Mhm.
for me. But no, I really appreciate you giving up your time, especially on a Saturday, and especially one where it's not tipping down with rain, which we seem to have had every day of 2026 so far.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Bib
literally every day.
Biblical. Um, Look, Robert, first of all, introduce yourself, your comedy, and where people can find you.
So I do one-liners, puns, the odd poem here and there, like wordplay stuff. It's all messing around with words. That's my thing. Been doing that for just over a year. I'm
Yeah.
Reading based. All the socials are at Robert Duck Comedy. Um, there are some like competition finals and things I've been in, but if you're into that, but people tend not to be. So
Oh,
yeah,
nice. Do you know the one-liners? I mean that's quite a skill to remember. So yeah, so many in a span of time. It's it's just something I could never. I mean, I'm very impressed with anyone who can do a set of one-liners.
yeah. Well, Thursday I did 10 minutes and it was 30 jokes, and so I've got to do
Blimey.
45 minutes in May, and that's looking to be over 100.
Oh my goodness.
But with something like that, I will slow down a bit
Yeah,
to spread it out. 10 minutes, I'll just go and see what I can fit in. But
sure.
it's quite a lot. Yeah.
Like when your teacher says you need to do 2 full sides of A4, so you just make the font a bit bigger.
Yes,
Yeah.
very much so.
Oh, good. That's what's the event in May?
The Rick Mail Comedy Festival.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they did the first one last year, and I applied without a show just to see if they would say yes, and they did. And it's like, cool, need to write a show now. So I did
Well,
half an hour at that, and then this year I was like, I'll come back and I'll do it properly, do like a full 45, and it's
yeah,
not like a work in progress. I'll actually like give it a go. So I'm doing that last weekend in May, I think that is.
fantastic. Well, I would say keep the. Is that Reading? Is that in Reading?
It's Droitwich Spa, which
Droid,
is just below Birmingham, if I remember correctly.
Droitwich, yeah. Oh, nice. Well, good luck. That sounds, I mean, exciting.
45 minutes of one-liners is a long time.
Yeah, I bet. But no, best of luck to you. I'm sure it's going to go great. And well done for putting yourself there and then thinking, I now need to write this because yeah, it's good. It's good motivation if nothing else. Um,
Yeah.
I've done this. I've got so we're taking the show live. So the last this year in May, we are going live at the Portsmouth Comic Con, which I've done 2 years now. So this will be the
Mhm.
third. This will be the third year of taking this show live. Couple of guests up on stage and doing it. And I put out requested some promoters to take it kind of out into the wild. And April 23rd, this and I'm remembering to do the promotional bit as well, which I've never done before. April 23rd at the Saxon in South Pub in Southampton. Myself and 3 local comedians are going to be making stuff better live to hopefully an excited crowd of people drinking because you don't get that at the Comic Con. Generally, people are
Yeah.
they're very nice and dressed as things. So, so
Uh,
they don't,
yeah.
so it's a nice crowd. So this is going to be very interesting. But we've got a couple booked for the end of the year as well. So hopefully, I'm calling it a tour
Why not?
um,
Why not?
because it's more than one thing. Anyway, that's enough about all that rubbish. Robert, let's get on with this. Let's make some stuff better. What is it that we are making better today?
In my humble opinion, which isn't humble because I will very much die on this hill. It's not humble at all. People make burgers incorrectly in every way imaginable. They do it wrong, and it bothers me greatly.
That is a hell of a statement. First of all, so are we talking as in the whole burger with bun and everything? Is it the putting together of that, or the
Yep.
actual making of the burger patty,
The
which I suppose Americans call it?
the finished article of bun, patty, other fillings, sauces, that whole thing has been ruined, and it needs some sort of violent revolution to
Right.
fix it because it's wrong.
And fine. The Geoff Jones and Friends show does not condone violent revolutions. However, this could be something which I'm more than happy to pick up sticks for. Um, okay, so before, so usually at this point, I'd say, kind of, okay, so what is it in particular? But let me lay out how I do it, and then you can kind
Right.
of, on
How
an
do you know it's
anger
wrong?
level, you can grade it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, instantly, I'm really nervous now.
I'll
Like
preface this and say that I used to do a burger blog that
oh,
would score
really?
things, different criterias, give it a final score, and yeah, that did like quite a lot of posts. And then eventually it was like they're all terrible, and I just stopped doing it. So
I love
I've
that.
done some research. I have some numbers to back things up.
You've got
Um,
okay. No, that's I love it. I love you. This is something which you obviously were very passionate about. I love the fact as well. You just like no, they're all rubbish. So I'm just stopping the blog.
yeah,
Ah, fair. Okay, I'm going. Obviously, bun at the bottom, which I or the lower half of the bun.
yeah.
So okay, I'm going one for one. Um, oh, but does it come down to person? So if I was making it for me. I would then have barbecue sauce, burger, cheese, depending on how hungry I am. Another burger and cheese, but we'll just stick with the one for now. Burger, cheese, mayo, lettuce, bun.
You're a sauce on the bottom person. That's interesting.
Well, because I like two sauces. So I like the barbecue sauce and the mayonnaise. But in mayonnaise, you has to go with the lettuce because in my
Yeah,
mind
no,
that
that
couples. I
makes
don't
sense.
know. But yeah, I'm a double saucer.
Had I known, wouldn't have come. To be honest, no, it's a lot of the issues. A lot of them are it's structural mostly.
Right.
'Cause theoretically, you can put what you want in them really,
Yeah.
but it's more uh, a structural issue. So if you've ever been to any like TGI's or something, when the burger comes out and it's like that big with a skewer down the middle,
It's really high.
because
Yeah.
it can't even survive the journey from the kitchen to the table. And like, how am I supposed to? This is a handheld food, and I can't even pick it up.
Yeah.
So that's
Right.
probably the most egregious offense is if I can't hold it and bite it, it's not a burger. Like what are you doing?
Because you have to
It's
put it
stale.
apart, and then it becomes just a
Yeah,
knife and fork meal.
yeah, which is just a plate with patties and bread on it. It's not like why go through all the trouble of doing that when I'm just going to take it apart because I can't eat it.
Yeah. Right. Because they do, because they think bigger is better, but actually bigger sometimes is less practical.
Yeah, it's yet another American influence where everything must be larger and that must mean that it's better. And in a burger's instance, it has a maximum
So,
size.
so
Otherwise, you can't hold it.
in a burger's innocence, that phrase in a burger's. So- Sorry, that took away getting pig. So what would actually would be easier then is having two burgers, two thinner burgers. If they want to make one that looks massive and is hearty meal, kind of two smaller burgers
Yeah,
would suffice. But then,
yeah. Or like so, I mean, not to drag TGI's again, but they'll do things like a burger with four patties in it, and then it has onion rings inside the burger,
yeah,
and it's like four is too many already, and then you're jamming loads of stuff on top of it, and to even have a chance, I've got to crush it down, which then kind of ruins it,
yeah,
and it's a terrible idea from start to finish.
yeah, because what all they're doing is trying to justify charging you 20 quid plus for it, saying,
Yeah,
yeah, but look at all the stuff you get, and then, but you're not eating it as a burger because you've got to rip the whole thing. This is opening my eyes to a whole new way of looking at the burgers, which sounds, it's like, but you're right. People think, wow, and it comes out, you're like, oh my gosh. But right, if it's got a skewer down the middle, first thing I do is cut it in half
Mhm.
and then see how easy it is. But you just end up pulling it all apart, and and it's not a burger anymore. Like,
Yeah,
as you
because
said,
you've ordered,
it's just a
yeah,
plate of.
you've ordered a burger. Like, yeah, I'll enjoy a burger, and then you got to take it apart. And there's cutlery involved. You're not enjoying a burger. They've failed at delivering what you've ordered. It's it's not good.
So you can go back to them essentially and say, look, this isn't, I've eaten it, but it's not what I ordered. Can I now have what I ordered, which was a burger?
It's false advertising, is what we're saying. And I feel like lawyers should become involved soon.
It's, I, I think there's a case there. Let's face it, yeah, if they make their own, or they get all these burgers, they probably buy them by the crap load. So you've got, yeah, getting a good price for it. So they can afford to put, yeah, at the meal, which probably costs, I don't know, in total with the bun and everything, you're looking maybe, I don't know, £2. Okay,
Yeah,
I know there's obviously staff and all this cost, but for the meal that you order, and then they charge 24 pound for a burger the
mm,
other day. That's an insane amount for meat and bread. And I say some onion rings, which is always a nice touch, but half the time they're soggy anyway or overdone. Like they're
yeah.
never actually just nice and crispy.
Well, you're essentially paying for two burgers worth
Yeah.
because there's so much in it. Charge me half, give me half.
Or just two
Not,
separate burgers. And then I have the
yeah,
option of ordering two burgers or one burger. Because this I think if you order one giant burger, you look at it, everyone's like, that's a good looking burger. And you know, it is. Obviously, I'm going to stop referring to it as a burger they know because it's not a burger by the time you actually eat it. But for the
mm,
sake of this episode, with you, but moving forward, I'm on your side on this. But if you want to make big one, everyone's like, "Oh my gosh!" Oh, kind of they joke, "Oh God, you're hungry," you know, and like, yeah, and then you do what you need to do, slice it and dice it, put it all apart, and then you eat it. It's essentially the equal amount as if you just halved it. If you halved it and had two burgers, and everyone would be like, "Cool, two burgers? That's a bit much, isn't that?" But it's two
yeah,
smaller burgers. It's like if you eat, and this is a conversation I have probably more often than any normal person should. If you eat a four finger Kit Kat, everyone's all like, "Oh, that's a four finger Kit Kat, nice one." If you eat two finger Kit Kats, everyone's all of a sudden, "Oh, eating two Kit Kats, are you?" But it's the
yeah.
same amount of chocolate.
Uh-huh.
But it's just this societal kind of the way society looks at you for eating two halves rather than one whole. God, I didn't realize we're going to get so political on this. Um, yeah, and people think because it's two, but actually it's the same, exactly the same amount. God, I'm having some kind of epiphany. Um,
Yeah, I spent quite a long time thinking about this. It bothers me greatly, but it's not. It's not just. So that issue one is that a lot of them now are too big to eat.
yeah,
That's the first issue. The other one would be, and the most recent culprit is the big arch at McDonald's. There's too
yeah,
much sauce in it, and if you hold it in the eating position, 45-degree angle, the patties evacuate at the back because there's too much sauce, and they can't. There's no friction to hold them in, and
yeah.
they just go. So you spend half of it wrestling, trying to hold it all together. And by the
Shit.
time you're at the end of it, it's everywhere. It's a complete mess.
So this is very timely. I had my first ever big arch just yesterday,
Mm,
and you are exactly right. So what I popped home at lunchtime. Wife was working from home, so I thought, oh, should we treat ourselves? Don't tell the kids. Shh. Grabbed a McDonald's, which we don't actually have that often, but usually it's a Big Mac or something. Anyway, I was like, oh, I'm going to give this the big arch a go. Pop myself down on the sofa like you do. I do use a plate because I do generally or I know how messy a McDonald's usually is. If you have a
yeah,
burger, you get the lettuce falls out and you get. So I thought, oh, it's okay. I'll get the plate, put the pan. I opened this thing, and first of all, it's like they were trying. It's like the burger was attacking them, and they defend themselves by throwing lettuce at it. It's just like there's so much that they
yeah,
just kind of kept throwing lettuce at it. And then I thought, oh, okay, so I picked it up, and it was quite big, chomped on it, and yeah, sauce everywhere. I ended up having to stand it up and eat it in the kitchen on the side. I could have just sat at the table, but for some reason I didn't think of that. But I needed a larger space. Like I wasn't
Yeah.
comfortable eating, and my hands were disgustingly messy. And obviously, I didn't get a napkin because they never give you napkins anymore. Um, and yeah, I was a mess. I was an Archie mess by the end of it.
Yeah. And but they consider that a successful burger. And I would argue that
Yeah.
it doesn't even want to be one. It's trying so hard to disassemble itself. It's already given up.
It's, oh, it's already, yeah, it's desperately trying to get away from it. So now, do you think when the idea came to it though, so is this actually just with the fact that, and I'm not saying all, but maybe some McDonald's food preparation team members, I don't know what they've officially called, do you think they just don't care that much? So they're just like with the sauce, and or do you think there's a because it used to be okay. I was assistant manager at KFC for 6 months about nearly 20 years ago.
Mhm.
Didn't go very well. Um, and it was like okay, like everything was timed, and the amount of sauce you put in. Right, you do this, you do 2 squirts, and it's 2 squirt, like,
Yeah.
and it was very uniformed. I don't think they do that now. I think it's just a while. I don't think they care.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't look like they do that because the burger is frequently just like a jigsaw puzzle that someone's dropped. But I've had quite a few big arches at different places, like even like different counties, and they're all the same. There's too much sauce.
Right,
So whatever they're being told as a ratio is too high.
it's too much. It's
Yeah.
a nice sauce though.
And McDonald's, no, you mentioned it, they do like chuck the lettuce in.
Mm.
Even like if you get a Big Mac, the ratio is off.
It's it's nonsense. Like they must have so like they try not to have too much left over. It's almost like the lettuce is the hardest thing for them to clean at the end of the day. So they have to get rid of as much as possible. Or maybe it goes out of date that quickly that they do have that they've got kind of 40 bags of lettuce to get through in the day. And then
My
by the end of the night, there's just people with like five little bits of lettuce and
my conspiracy theory was that in order to make, the little traffic lights of like salt content and all of that, to
yeah,
make those not so bad, if you put enough lettuce in, it skews the overall number.
yeah.
If you put so much in, then it's just kind of like dead calories. That there's no salt, there's no sugar in it. It's just
This is
mass that you can then say, oh, 10% of this is something instead of 20% because you jammed so much lettuce in.
you're right. And first of all, as soon as someone says my conspiracy is, or my conspiracy theory is, I'm hooked, and I'm like, I
Mm.
love. So I'm all in this. And I think you're right. I don't even know if it was true, but there used to be a thing that the reason they started putting gherkins in was so because there used to be so much sugar in the buns or the burgers or something that it was a classed as a dessert or something like that. So having the
Yeah, I
gherkin made it a
remember my
meal.
dad telling me that.
This was around the same time people said there was sawdust in the milkshake, so I'm not quite sure if
I feel like McDonald's are probably the poster boy for like fast food conspiracies. If oh
yeah
they do this to this
yeah
because it's McDonald's. But if you look at like so, issue one is structure. Issue two is they don't stay together. You can't hold it. Issue three would be ratios, and the Big Mac is a good example of like the bun to patty ratio is way off because the patties are so thin,
yeah
and there's only two of them, but you've got three buns that are at least double the size of the patty, and then we chucked a bunch of lettuce in. So your actual burger patty is like a fraction of what you're eating.
yeah you're
It's
not
basically bread and lettuce.
add a load of sauce and you're not actually tasting the burger
Not really,
like
no.
or the patty itself. You're tasting everything that goes around it, and
That's
it
why they
just
make such a big deal of like, oh, yeah, the Big Mac sauce. Like, it's just burger sauce with a funny name. That's all it is. But that's the only thing that had any real taste in that burger. That's why they put it in. Otherwise, it just tasted nothing.
yeah, that's right.
Comparing it
That
to the
is
Big
right.
Arch, like the patties on the Big Arch are a lot bigger, and it actually does taste of something.
Yeah.
But then they put so much sauce in it that it ruins it.
That's why
You need to
they
like
charge
take
11
elements from
quid.
both burgers and combine them, and then you could get one good one.
Here you go. And this, and I'll put this is our left field. If you feel like you can't answer this right now, because it's a stupid question, but you do want to go do some research and come back, then I'm going to have for you may be ready to go. What would you say is the best value for money burger, either from a McDonald's or anyway, as in because of the bun? So I said to you off camera, this is the first time I've ever done any real preparation. That's how excited I was for this conversation. Um, and the bun to burger ratio was something which is highlighted as being important. And it should be, yeah, you should have a lip of the burger coming out of the kind of outside of the diameter of the burger. I explain this terribly, and making it sound far more scientific than it actually is. But the burger should be a little bit bigger than the bun. So is there something you would say like the triple? They do a triple cheeseburger, which seems to be they don't have the extra layer of bun in it. There's not as much sauce. There's no lettuce. So the actual patty to
Mm.
bun ratio seems quite good in my eyes. So the question, which I think I'm getting to, is what is the best value the best value burger with a burger to bun ratio? It is so.
I have deciphered what you mean. I think
Thank you.
we're in my ballpark. Um, if you're talking only fast food, I would preface it by saying, do you consider Five Guys to be fast food? Because they have no drive-through option usually. It's like a sit-in, sit-down.
Yeah.
Do you consider that fast food, or is that separate?
So oddly, I do consider it fast food because a McDonald's or a Burger King was fast food before their drive-throughs, and
Yeah.
essentially
So
outside of that, it's the same setup but more expensive.
when I was doing my blog, which makes it sound like some sort of career, and it wasn't. It was just a very sad, angry hobby. Um, McDonald's consistently was the lowest scoring in every metric. McDonald's was always at the bottom.
Yeah,
It was the cheapest, but it was the worst everywhere else. Burger King is probably the most expensive of like that tier of like service station fast food.
yeah,
And like their bacon double XL, you get a whole lot of meat in the middle of it, and the cheese they use does sort of turn into a bit of a glue. So
which is a
none of it moves.
so it's a benefit. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's not a bad thing. It's still a bit too expensive, and the quality's not that great because then you can pay slightly more and get a Five Guys,
yeah,
which at least use like some fresh ingredients, and it's a good size. They seem to take a bit more care. You can see them make it.
yeah. It is a good size, isn't it? There is the risk though because they've got all the options, and I'm like, oh yeah, go on then. I'll have lettuce and I'll have onions. Give me both kind of onions. I'll have jalapenos. No tomato because tomato is the devil. Actually, raw tomato is any other tomato is fine. Um, and then all of a sudden, and mushrooms, and then all of a sudden, what I've done is created my own issue that we were talking about that I now can't control it, and
But
it's falling everywhere. But that's my fault.
they let you make that mistake.
Yes, yes, I have
They go
no
through the, like,
accountability.
the customer's always right. Like if you want to ruin the burger, like go for it. They'll let you do it and give it to you.
They maybe they could do that. Maybe they have someone saying, "Look, sir, just so you know, we're now moving out of what you're going to get. Currently, it's a burger. If you put one more ingredient on, we're now out of the realms of a burger, and I'll have to charge you as such."
Yeah.
Like,
Like at this point, you might as well just go to Subway. Like,
yeah, that's
okay.
it. We can give you a knife and fork.
So I respect Five Guys. People say it's expensive, and if you look at it where it compares to like fast food, it's at the top end of price.
Yeah,
But if you go to like restaurant wise, it would be at the bottom because it's still
yeah.
quite cheap, and you do get an insane amount of fries with it.
Oh,
So
and they're good as well.
yeah.
They are
So
good.
quality wise, if it's fast food, it's right at the top.
And
But
refillable drink as well,
yeah,
which is
but
uncommon.
I respect their commitment to. So what ruined McDonald's was when they started doing like salads and all of that. The menu got really, really big, and they don't do anything very well.
Yeah.
Five Guys, it was we do a burger and a hot dog. That was it.
Yeah.
And so my wife is gluten free, and we went there and said, "Oh, do you do like a gluten free option?" They're like, "Yeah, we'll absolutely do that for you." And all they did was not put a bun on, cup it in lettuce, and just give her that. And like, we don't have a gluten free bun. We'll just put lettuce leaves on either side. There you go. That was their solution. And in a way, I respect their commitment to we're not going to alter anything. We don't offer the option. We're just not going to give you a bit.
We're just you're just going to take it out, but give you lettuce leaves at the top, at the
Yeah,
top and bottom. I I
I
suppose
think
that.
it's a ridiculous solution, but I do kind of respect it.
Yeah,
It's
I
so
don't, they like.
stubborn as to like we do one thing and we can't change.
Yeah,
So
that's it. If you
there's
have
no
food
alternative.
allergies, off you go. Don't.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
not
It's
going to
almost like
remove that.
why are you here then? Why are you getting a burger? Like go have something else.
I mean, you can't go in there if you do have like a peanut allergy or a nut allergy,
No,
though.
because
Like,
their fries are all peanut oil, I think.
yeah, yeah, and there's nuts everywhere, like big old
Mhm.
nut.
Steady.
Yeah, there's bags of fresh nuts. I assume fresh nuts everywhere. So it's let's, let's move on from the nuts. See, and maybe that's what I'm thinking then, because I do think, yeah, because I've got kids and the like, so I always think of it as a kind of fast food because you're not there for a long time. Even if you're sitting in, you're there half the time you're there is kind of waiting for your
Mhm.
order to be called. So I don't, and you don't book a table. So I always think of it as fast food. But however, if I instead of thinking it as the expensive end of fast food and start thinking of the because of the quality, the cheaper end of a restaurant or a meal out, then my perception of it will change and I'll be happier with the
Mhm.
price I'm paying for it.
Yeah,
It's
and
all
some
about perception and mindset,
yeah.
isn't it? The
There's a
burger
lot to
world.
burgers. It's not just burgers. There's a lot going on. So, but Five Guys as well, like it's a heavy burger, whereas like you pick a Big Mac up and it doesn't weigh anything.
Yeah,
Five Guys, it's like it's a weighty thing,
yeah,
and same with Burger King. Like it is quite expensive and it is like quite salty, but you do get a lot to it, and they usually are constructed adequately by comparison.
yeah. And
They
it's a
they don't go
nicer
everywhere. They tend to
tasting.
kind of stay together.
Yeah, it's a nicer tasting burger and burgers. It's like a little thicker, so it keeps a little bit more of the actual flavor and juice. Because
Yeah,
this
and
was
their
so.
bacon in comparison, they will go for a more American style and crisp it up, whereas
Mm,
McDonald's will go for like a very pink and sort of fatty white English cut,
yeah,
which on their already bad burger is just unpleasant. Burger King will at least crisp it,
yeah. It's
so it
very
has a
limp.
yeah. But
Ah,
so that's sort of the general beef burger side of things. For some reason, chicken burgers are a thing. Don't really
right.
understand why, personally. There's no need.
The look
The
of
clue is in the
disdain about
name,
why don't
hamburger.
why?
Right.
But why? What's
So
wrong with the
so
chicken burger?
if it's so my I will extend the olive branch that if it's fried chicken, then we can work with that. There are some options and some possibilities. KFC do like the Tao burgers, not bad.
Yeah,
They put a hash brown in it, which is a curious choice, and then give you fries as well. Bit weird. But
it is, isn't it?
so
I never.
Nando's, I must call out Nando's, not just
Yeah,
for being full of teenagers, but when you can get a double breast burger, which I fully disagree with from a
yeah,
structural point of view. A patty is a natural stacker. It's flat. You
yeah,
just layer them up, and you can put eight in if you're insane, and it will still just stack up. The bun gives out, but the patties will stay. That's fine. The chicken breast is kind of that shape, and if you try and stack two of those, they immediately move apart.
they're gonna fall off. Yeah,
And as soon as they use those, they don't use like a bun. They use like a very oddly shaped bread that when you pick it up, just pushes the patties out, or the chicken breast out even, and you can't hold it. And it's like your Nando's, you don't do burgers. Stop trying. You do wraps and pizzas and whole chicken. Stick to that. The burger, you need to do it properly, or just don't. Just stay away. And there's so many young people in there. You're setting them up to fail with expectations of, but all burgers are bad. It's like, no, no, they're just doing it badly.
Just
You've
set
got
them
off
up.
to an awful start. You need to go and get an education in actual burgers. This is terrible.
So I have to kind of preface it. I've been to Nando's once,
Yep.
and there's me and my wife, two friends of ours, double date, and we go off to the cinema, and we thought, hey, let's go to Nando's. And they were like, oh, have you been to Nando's? We're like, no. And obviously they could do the shock horror because someone hasn't been to Nando's.
Mhm.
So we go to Nando's. I don't think that, or have they not been? Well, no. No, we walk in, and the polite child at the front counter said, "Oh, hello, we're table for 4. Yep, going. So, have you been to Nando's before?" And as they go into full on, right, they know what they're doing mode. We said
Mhm.
no. And so the look on her face was almost like they don't prep us for this in training. Like actually explaining to people what to do in Nando's didn't seem to be part of the kind of the natural. Oh, okay, like everyone, like Nando's existed and everyone had just been there, and we
Yeah.
hadn't. And so it's like, oh, okay. So you go and yeah, you sit down, and then you go and place your order, and then you sit down, and then I'll bring you a drink. I can't. It was ages ago, so I can't remember. Or you get your own drink, whatever it is. We're like, oh, okay. And then I ate it, and I thought, oh, I could have just made this. Like it was chicken. It was just chicken breast.
Yeah. It's chicken with some sauce.
Yeah, and the sauce was nice,
It's
but
okay. But
like I thoroughly underwhelmed.
when I was a teenager, Nando's was like, that was the thing. It was new. Everyone raved about it. Everyone thought it was great. And it's okay. It's literally just chicken,
Yeah.
which famously you have to season because it doesn't taste of very much. Like that
Yeah,
chicken is a pretty bland base. And the peri sauce is all right, but as far as hot sauces go, it's pretty basic.
yeah.
And they're not that hot. So
Bit a
it's
bit
like,
herby with a little bit because they don't want to kind of overdo it for people, but they want people to say, "Hey, this one's a 4," and people are like, "Oh, this is 4 chilies or whatever, however they rate it," and people are like, "Oh yeah, I can eat a 4 chili Nando's sauce," but yeah, I was under. I never went back, not because I had that much of a bad experience. I just didn't get the hype. I was like, oh, I'd rather
yeah,
actually just grab a KFC. Like, you know where you are with it. Sometimes you're
yeah.
disappointed. Sometimes the gravy's watery. Sometimes you're like, oh, this was a really good KFC, right? And they're like, oh, you've done well. And then they disappoint you. But I went there expecting, maybe I expected too much, but it was just chicken and a bit of
Mhm.
sauce. And and that was it.
But now imagine how disappointing that is in a burger that then falls apart.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even that aspect,
But yeah, I mean, because obviously they can't, well, I'm assuming, like, this is how I would make a chicken, but if you're using chicken breast, which again is odd. Kind of you have the breast, slice it to make it flat. I assume they probably then beat it within an inch of its life to try and flatten it down. But it's still, unless you overcook it and then it's kind of quite tough and rubbery on the outside, you are going to have quite a smooth surface and everything's just going to fly off it. So you
yeah,
need
trying to pile toppings on top of a chicken breast
it's
is a domed surface. It's not good.
yeah, I mean that's flawed from the start. And they've done it just so they can say, yeah, we do a burger.
Yeah,
When they say a wrap is perfect for chicken.
yeah.
Like it holds it. Why don't you get hamburger wraps? I'm sure you can somewhere, but I've never. I mean, I know it's only really ground meat, wouldn't it? So I suppose it's burrito. Oh, God, Geoff, come on, man.
Yeah, I guess that one's been done probably.
That has been. That has. Cause I was thinking in my head. I was thinking a hamburger that's kind of been sliced up and put within the wrap, but essentially you would just cook mince and put it in the wrap, and you've got a
Yeah,
taco. Not sorry, taco. You got burritos. You've got fajitas. Well, not fajitas. That's one of the chicken as well. But you know what I mean.
I think
It's been done.
if there's a combination of wrap and beef, Mexico solved it quite a long
Yeah,
time ago.
they've
They've
done.
done it all.
They've cornered the market on that.
The
But
exception I would say to the chicken breast burger, fried chicken is different. That's
yeah,
fine. Partly because the crumbed coating, it will then hold sauce a lot better,
yeah,
and they tend to flatten them out a bit. So when you do fry them, you get more of a surface that you can then work with.
yeah, yeah.
But again, if you're stacking two of those in, you need to have a think about what you're doing with your life.
But that's it. So if you've got the breaded like a breaded option, then I think that is not enough. But I think if you've got a southern fried style, then it's
Yeah.
quite coarse. So you're going to get so you're going to get a kind of a natural grip on it. So you're going to get a natural grip. So they'll yeah. If you try and slide two southern fried chicken along each other, I think it's a it's gonna stay in place more, and then it, and so then it comes in how much sauce you put in the middle, in the middle of it. This is a serious chat. So
What's always fun is when you really get into the weeds with burgers. People always look back and like, what am I talking about?
oh my god, it's why I love doing this podcast. So this series already. The kind of conversations we've had Charlie Armstrong on, and we were discussing like the PR of pigeons.
Okay.
Um, and but in it and the conversations in that were you went on to like flamingos riding side saddle on rhinos and just like intricate odd thing. But that's why I like doing this because it makes you think. Certainly makes me think. With my overactive child brain, I think, but I didn't really, I've never thought about the structural integrity or what makes the best structural integrity of a burger. I've always moaned, "Oh, this has gone everywhere. Oh, this is," but actually, when you think of it, there's rhyme and reason, and I think I'm gonna have to put it to the test. I mean, yeah, a southern fried and a breaded. What can one southern fried chicken burger kind of do the heavy lifting of a smoother chicken as
So
well?
that's why KFC succeeds because their batter is very crispy,
Yeah,
so it's very textured. So cheese and that will just settle in. It will hold all of these things.
yeah.
Whereas Nando's just like a naked chicken breast holds nothing and is worth
Slides
nothing in
straight
a
off.
burger. Yeah,
It brings nothing to the table, so to speak. I suppose if you've got 11 herbs and spices, I mean, that's a lot of herbs and spices that are going to do something. So I don't. It's 11 herbs and spices versus one peri peri sauce. There's no contest.
yeah. But they guard that like it's such a secret. There's not that many herbs and spices.
No,
Like just from deduction, we can probably work it out. It's not like there's 100 to choose from and you've got 11. There's not that many realistically that a Western country are going to use.
no.
There's not that
And also, you got to assume, I mean, I don't know about kind of allergy rates of herbs and spices, but they've either got to be zero or a very small amount of people that are allergic to any of these 11 herbs and
many.
spices, or no one's allergic to them. But I don't know if anyone is allergic to any herbs and spices. I always sneeze around pepper, but I think
Trying
that's
to know some
different.
random trivia about the KFC herbs and
Yes,
spices.
yes, I do.
The KFC Twitter account follows 11 people. It follows all five Spice Girls and six people called Herb.
Yeah, yes. And I was going to use that fact, and I love that you have too. At one point as well, there was a random person on there. And I think it was like a Make-A-Wish kid or something who just that was like what they wanted in life was to be also followed. But
Uh,
I'm going to assume they've gone now. I mean, from the Twitter, not from the reason why they were on Make-A-Wish. Moving on
tonally,
again.
this burger conversation is all over the place. But I will caveat that by saying companies that use social media to act as though they're people is gross. It's cool that they do that one little quirky thing, but when
Yeah.
the KFC Twitter account has like a personality, it's still KFC and like a giant corporation. It doesn't make it cool. It's still bad.
Was because there was that what is it Wendy's or something like that was
Yeah,
all over the place for at one point for trolling other companies and stuff like that.
yeah.
You're not a fan of that?
I it's more like the reason I think they're doing it is to try and seem a bit more friendly when they're
Yeah.
still like giant corporation, probably doing a bunch of shady things.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Oh yeah, but their Twitter's really good." Like, "Oh, yeah, they're still bad though. They're
But
still bad."
we had like a lot of people, we had our shopping delivered. Um,
Mm.
yeah, this was yesterday, and the very nice gentleman, he was a bit of an older guy. Um, my wife was wearing a Stranger Things t-shirt, throw on thing, and the guy said, "Oh, um, what's that? Is that it's kind of 80s themed?" And he said, "Oh, it's Stranger Things." He's like, "Oh, do you know when?" He said, "I've not watched that. Everyone says it's good. I'm waiting for it to go onto like normal TV. Like it's about time Netflix gave it up." And was like, "Oh, okay. Well, they're not going to because they made it. Oh, well, I don't
Yeah.
have Netflix. I don't have Amazon. I don't have that. They're all big evil corporations." And then obviously behind him was his van of one of the largest supermarket chains in the world.
Yeah.
And I get he's chosen his fight, and it's against streaming services, but not for the giant corporation that he already works for,
Yeah.
as well. It's like, hey, everyone's everyone's got to have beef. Just to bring it back to the hamburger.
Yeah.
That's it.
Incidentally, I did like Stranger Things. I did find it interesting that they got passed over for directing it and then did Stranger Things instead. And if you look at series one, it's basically it.
Yeah, I didn't know they got passed over for it,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were like in the running for directing it, and
and
instead they did that.
so they were like, "Do you know what we're going to do? It."
Yeah, they basically reskinned it, changed the names.
Yeah, because it is, and there's so many nods and whatnot to it anyway. But I like Strange Things, but that's a subject for another podcast. That okay, we but I've really enjoyed it. I don't even notice, but I've thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. I've got maybe a little more into it than I thought I would. But ultimately, we do. We've touched on a few things. We do now have to make. We can't just complain about about the humble burger. We must make it better as well. And obviously, there's been a few category issues that we have discussed. But let's do some summarizing of how we're going to to make burgers better.
So we established some sort of national burger council, and you have to submit your recipes to it, sort of MasterChef style. You come in and make it in front of us,
Yeah.
present it. Test number one, does it have a skewer in it? If yes, resign.
You're out, right?
Yeah, failed immediately. The first test is that's the first test. The second one is, can I pick it up?
Yeah.
And there'll be, I don't know, like a 10-second period. We'll start the little timer. I'll
And you
hold
said
it at the 45-degree eating
45.
position. And if anything drops out the back, or I've got to reposition to just hold it, fail.
Right.
And then that extends into when I start eating it. If we get like halfway through, is it already giving up?
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of like structural tests it has to pass.
The patty to bread
Yeah,
ratio.
yeah. We'll take percentages. We'll get those little measurers out. We'll do like your bun is this thick, your patty is this thick. There'll be a whole series of complex calculations that only the council can perform.
Sure.
We won't tell
The
you
weight of
how that sausage is made. We'll just give you the end result. Pass, fail.
I like that because it's not saying people because if you're saying people like these are the parameters, everyone's just going to go make the same thing. We don't
Yeah,
want that. The council's
yeah.
looking to see if someone's worthy of making the burger, not if they can make a good burger, because to be fair, you can accidentally make a good burger. But you want to
Mhm.
see is if this person is worthy enough that their vision of what a burger should be
Yeah.
conforms to what the counts was it the council of burgers? No, the Burger Council.
I feel like there's going to be like a pithy name in there somewhere. I haven't quite got there yet.
Yeah, and there'll be a yeah, it'll be kind of like the yeah. No, we've okay. We'll
Answers
brainstorm
on
on
the
it. We'll
postcard for
brainstorm.
that one. There's
Uh,
something there.
it's kind of because it'll have to be like make a word. The first letter will have to make a word. And it'll be really long, just so, and it spells out like burgers or something.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll be down for that.
but we'll refer to it as the Burger Council for the time being. Yeah, so they- they've got the parameters of what makes the good burger. Like I said, many things of what you've done, but they'll know the specific, like how much should the burger weigh compared to the top and bottom bun as well. 'Cause
Mm.
it can't just be one or the other. It's got to be enough. I like the 45-degree angle. Um, I can I apply to be on the Burger Council?
You would have to demonstrate some credentials, and there would be a series of tests. You look at a burger and like, is that going to fall apart just from sight alone? What is your judgment? What
Okay.
sauce? We give you like a nude, just patty bun. You'd be like, what sauces would go in this that would work? And you'd have to like present it like a thesis,
Yeah.
basically. You'd,
Like
you'd you'd gain a qualification. And I'm
based on
thinking like some sort of license where you'd have to like retake it every year
okay, just to make
because
sure you're still up in the game.
yeah, it's an
Uh,
evolving process.
And based on my earlier, like, with the two sauce, do you think that would hinder my chances of getting in?
I say partly it depends what sauce you've chosen, and it depends how much you put on.
Okay, I'm a that one sauce. Fu- I don't know if my microphone's going to pick that up, so I'm just now making fart noises at you, and then yeah, a blob of mayo. I mean, 'cause I like to think though, if they come in like, oh, okay, the two sauces, the double sauce was a bit of
Maverick movie.
a mad move. That's it. I'd be like the young, the young kind of maverick, the fly by your seat your pants burger guy, just shooting from the hip a little bit, maybe cause trouble. Like it just argue, you're too old. You don't know the burgers. You don't know the modern burger, and there'll be some old guy. There'll be a film made about it,
Yeah,
no
some sort
doubt.
of like Netflix documentary.
Yeah.
There's some like burger sage somewhere who lives in a hut, and he makes the best ones you've ever had. And he won't tell. He just knows ratios. He doesn't understand the maths of it. He just feels it,
Yeah,
and
and
he just gets it.
he meets the young maverick who can't be tamed, and they realize that his kind of old ways and the young maverick's new ways need to come together, maybe to save the world somehow. I haven't thought that far ahead now. Um, they come together, and obviously the torch is passed when the old man kind of sacrifices himself in the name of burgers. Maybe Netflix isn't going to pick it up.
Well, we can pitch.
I'm game if you are.
Well, so something people often overlook if you're going to make your own burger, which the council's fine, but when you're at home, you're freelance, you're unsupervised, unlicensed, you're just a self-employed burger creator. Step one, are you going to toast the bun?
I,
That's actually step two. Step one, brioche, sesame, or something else. Because brioche was everywhere a few years ago,
yeah,
too many places, and a lot of the time it was unnecessary.
yeah,
Sesame is traditional, but what do they add? Not a huge amount.
yeah.
And then if you're going to go for like a crusty roll or something, you're into like farmers market territory, which isn't bad, but you must tread very, very carefully. But once you've chosen that, are you going to toast it? Because it reacts to the sauce
Yeah.
differently if you toast it.
I don't want to give an answer now because I don't know what's right or wrong. I'm I'm
I'd like
very
to say that it's open to interpretation, but the council may
well.
disagree.
This is it. I'm now. What if I do in the future apply to the Bug Council and they listen to this and they're like, Geoff, our decision was made. You made it for us on this episode of your podcast where you clearly know nothing about burgers. I would, and I'm going to hold out. I'm going to caution to the wind. I enjoy, yeah, a soft white roll
Hmm?
toasted, so they're making it less soft. Um, but yeah, I like it toasted. And do you know what? I'm not going to apologize for
And nor should you. So
it.
like, it's one of the things to consider in a burger is like you're playing textures against each other. So a soft roll does if you too much sauce, it gets really mushy. If you toast it, it will withstand more sauce.
Yeah.
You've got more room to maneuver. Equally, if you're a sauce on the bottom man, which I know that you are, you
So,
can mitigate some of the roll sog with, say, a piece of lettuce. So bun, lettuce, then sauce.
yeah.
You can stop it interacting with the bun on the bottom too much that way. You can sort of buffer it if you really are running into problems with too much sauce and refuse to reduce quantity.
But that is one thing. It is. I am a blob. I'm a little blob of sauce. Not too much. Yeah. If it's a bit, and this is in the standard now. In my short time as working in KFC, um, as a assistant manager in KFC, in my very short time, just so happened to be as they did a burger called the Blue Mountain Burger,
Mm.
and it had a blue cheese sauce, and
Okay.
it was out of this world. And I used to throw
Yeah.
that in with a bit of barbecue as well, just to kind of complement, just to kind of, I don't know, mellow the blue cheese. So, and as far as I'm aware, they've never done it since. Um,
One of the
and I
nice
still
things
think
about
about it
trying,
20 years later.
it's one of the good things about sort of trying all these different burgers, whether it was for a blog or otherwise. Occasionally, something would just completely surprise you. I
Mm.
was at, I used to be in bands years ago, and we go out and do like little festival things, and they all had like food trucks.
Yeah.
And one of them, they had, it was venison, brie, and chorizo. And
Oh,
I was deep in like blog territory, and I thought, I'm either going to destroy this or it's going to change my life. And it looked n like nothing. It was just a white roll. They looked like they'd torn open rather than cut open.
okay.
The,
Rustic.
the venison patty was quite thick. The brie was in chunks, and the chorizo was very thick cut. No sauce. And I thought, we're off to a bad start. Was eating it. I was like, you all need to stop speaking to me because my life is before this burger and after this burger. None of you say anything because you'll ruin the memory. And it was unbelievable. And it sounded like it could have gone either way. It looked like
Yeah.
it would have been bad. And it was, I'm still not sure it was real because I've never found any similar offering since. But I had it once and I don't want to try and recreate it because I'll ruin it.
Yeah. Oh, I
I
get
had it
it.
once. Like McDonald's, you can have over and over again. It's kind of the same thing. That was a rustic, handmade, bespoke, one of a kind. That's going on the council's wall.
That's the if you
When
were
you
to
walk
find
in,
it again, it would be in you just put it in a perspex box. Just
yeah,
never touch it. Just this
yeah,
is what it is.
yeah. There'd be a documentary about that one burger. It was very good.
There's life before and life after.
But that one broke all the
Lovely.
rules. The
Yeah.
patty was like an inch thick, and there was no sauce of any kind, no vegetables of any kind, and it was amazing. So there is room for Maverick, but
But but
you have to tread carefully.
that's it. You got to pay the trick because it could have gone another way. And you know what? They might do a different burger which they've kind of gone maverick with, and it's terrible. You just happen to choose the one that went well, or maybe you were just really hungry. I said the nicest katsu chicken curry I've ever had was from a street vendory type stall at Festival about 8 years ago.
Mm,
I had four, not like not one after the other, but during the weekend.
yeah,
And I still maintain it was the nicest ever. Now, also, I was very sleep deprived, a mixture of drunk and hungover. So maybe it was just the best. When you wake up in the morning and your first thing you have to do out of your tent is divert someone's white Calvin Klein's with messing them.
yeah,
A katsu chicken curry from a vendor is always going to be better. But that's the risk I think when it comes to putting food on a pedestal like that. You got to look at the whole context around it.
yeah. So I think so. Like with the venison one, I didn't go looking for it. I just stumbled across it and was like, we'll give this one a go, and then mind blown. Had I gone searching for like everyone says this one's the best,
Yeah,
it would that would have been disappointing because it's already built up as like you're going to enjoy it. Whereas if you just go in completely blind and just had an experience.
And a no expectation, honest. Well, actually,
No,
your first impression was a negative one. Looking at this, thinking, as in your was deep in blog territory at the time.
yeah.
You could think that this breaks all the rules. I'm going to hate it, and then it gives you an explosion. I now really need to try that burger. I was just realised it is this lunchtime. I've missed breakfast, missed lunch, and all this burger talk is making me incredibly hungry. Um, well, but I mean, yeah, we've made it better. The way forward is the Burger Council, which will have a better name. It's a working title name. A Burger Council, all with their own credentials. There's obviously an education, burger education, to kind of accompany that to be able to get
Mm.
that. You can't just yeah, and it's not going to be TV chefs. No TV chefs. Can I
No,
throw
I don't want names in there. I want people you
hmm,
don't recognize,
cloaks?
yeah, in suits, intimidating. You don't know who they are. If you tell them Gordon Ramsay's there, you're like, oh yeah, it's Gordon off the telly. No,
Yeah, don't
it's a
want
licensing board. You should be scared. They're not there for fun. They're there for rules.
that. They're there. They're there. It's a serious matter, and they're there to enforce the law, enforce the rules, and you know people. I don't people come right here. You go. You've bought your own ingredients. Make us the burger. Series of tests: weight, height, manageability, 45-degree test. Um, and within maybe 30 to 6 days later, you'll receive through the post or maybe by hawk a uh, a letter to say or a declaration of whether or not you have passed, or maybe you only get one if you have passed. Let's say
Yeah,
if you
I
never
feel
hear
like
from them again,
if you
don't
haven't,
ever
then
make
it'd
a
be
burger.
like the old Treasure Island thing. You get like the black spot under the door. That's like if you failed, like we're gonna haunt you for the rest of the year with your failure. Try
Yeah,
again next time. And there would be some sort of hall of shame for like consistent failures, like the Big Arch, for example. It would be up there as like, don't do it this way. This is the bad one. A wall of shame. Equally, the Wall of Heroes, when it
yeah.
has all the good ones, the Mavericks, the one-offs, they're up there. This is
The
what is possible. That's what not to do. But it is all about the rules.
yeah, yeah.
Nothing
No,
makes things more fun than quantifying percentages.
I...
Everyone thinks opening a restaurant's cool, but then when food hygiene turn up, suddenly everyone panics. And when it gets serious, the fun stops.
the fun stops. Yeah, it's
When
all. I
you
saw.
actually have to like present your burger, submit it for assessment. Something like, was this a good idea? Was stacking it up 12 inches high with a pepper on top of the skewer outside of the bun, TGI Fridays, a good idea? No. In the
No,
cold light of
it's
assessment, your
pointless.
burger will stand or fail.
The cold light of the says would and I'm not going to go too deep into this because we're just about hen time, but it, for the burger council would it just be for the burger or would it also cover like accompaniments? And I'm not talking beans and things like that, but I do think that there's good fries out there and there's bad fries out there. Same with the onion ring. There's good onion ring, bad onion. Now, obviously, the onion ring, if it's in the bun, then that forms part of that bun. But what if they're loose around the outside? Like, do uh, there's part of me that thinks
That,
it would be important for that to be assessed as well. But is that a different council?
it's a subcommittee.
This
So the people that assess that haven't qualified to be on the burger council yet. The subcommittee is your way onto that. You've
obviously,
got to like put the time in on the subcommittee, make some good judgments. Like the Supreme Court, you have to write your judgment
yeah.
to pass your side's judgment. I was going to say we didn't even touch the sides, but that's a whole separate thing.
Oh, there's the puns.
There we go. But yeah, as you're saying, like so, KFC burger, for example, comes with a hash brown. Why would you want fries on top of that?
Yeah,
You're doubling your potato. So offer something else. And some burgers, coleslaw's got no business being anywhere near, but yet it will be there.
the coleslaw will be there, even though you've got a sauce within the burger.
It just might not work with what's in there already. But yeah, so the sides subcommittee. So you can get qualified with your burger, and then someone's like, "Oh, can I get fries with that?" Yeah, sorry, I'm not licensed. And people will eventually the culture will shift. They will understand that, and they'll stop asking. And you'll have to you can display your burger license, and then it'll be big news like, "Oh, well, we've got the sides license now.
Because
We've got the master sides man
we've got
or woman."
the dry sides, but not the wet sides. Because if you had something like that, then more, especially within fast food, because it was always a thing that Burger King had the better buns, but McDonald's had the better fry.
Mm.
Obviously, you, Five Guys is not within that conversation because they're a level above anyway. But KFC's got the gravy, but terrible fries. So yeah, not all side. Oh, I don't know. Would sides be everything, or would you have to a dry side and a wet side? Which sounds like a different conversation.
This is why you need a subcommittee.
There's a
There's all these
lot,
decisions to be made.
yeah, and the main committee can't actually they can't cover everything. This well, so obviously they have to cover the important things, but they haven't got time to delve into everything else because some people are going to have a different of opinion as well on what constitutes like a side. And that is a
Yep.
conversation for the council to have and decide.
You see why this sort of legislative body is needed.
Yes,
People thought straight bananas was a bit too much, but like, no, no, no. We didn't even get into like percentages. That's what we need. Ratios, weights and
ratios.
measures. Right. There's a whole license. There's subcommittees. The the drinks we didn't even get near. Like, what drink are you having with it? Because that drastically affects
Yeah,
the taste of everything else. Yet another subcommittee.
for the
We're
drinks.
all in.
And obviously desserts if it's doing desserts because too many places do either a basic level dessert just so they do desserts, or it's not. There's too many desserts to choose
Yeah.
from, or too many toppings, and so it's essentially the exactly same thing. But again, different subcommittee. I do think a dessert. I, you'd have a so the main committee, but as far as subcommittees, I think the hierarchy of that would probably be sides, desserts, drinks. I think I'm just trying to think of the ladder that people have to go up before they reach the main committee. Kind of like, oh, excuse me, you don't talk to me like that. You're only on sides, or
Yeah.
you're only on drinks and I'm sides. So please respect. And
So when you go in to present your burger, there'll be like one person there who shows you the plates you're allowed to serve it on, and none of this like insane. It's a triangle shaped chopping board, or the fries are in like a basket thing. No, you've got like two options that you're allowed. Anything else, turn around and go home, please.
turn, turn around.
Multiple points of failure to get this over the line. You've got to
Yeah,
put work in to get this burger to market, rather than just throw something together and hope that it's okay.
that's it. You can't just grab some meat, stick it in a bun, throw lettuce at it with all of your might, and say that you are a burger vendor. Doesn't work that way.
No, no, you've just made an ugly sandwich.
uh, I was going to say, speaking of ugly sandwiches, it's lunchtime, but that doesn't make any sense. Also, I can't get over the fact that about 15 minutes ago you said, if you're a sauce on the bottom guy, like I know you are, or like we know you are. I can't get that phrase out of my head now, um, which is odd. But Robert, anyway, I've enjoyed this so much. I look forward to approaching the council or training, begin training for the council, because I'm fully invested in this. I think is the blog still live?
I think it's still up there actually. I think we need to dig
I
it back out.
if you can and send me the link. I
I think
need
the very last one I did was like it was a Big Mac, and it was like it's 3 a.m. and I'm sat in a McDonald's thinking about death, and it just went downhill from there.
Rough
It was just me trashing the Big Mac at 3 in the morning.
at 3 a.m.
But there was quite a lot of reviews up there.
I would like to read some of that, and
Yeah,
with your
I'll
permission,
try and
put
do
it in the
that.
bio because this was, yeah. Look, sometimes a guest comes on, you've got a subject, and you don't quite know how the conversation is going to go. You don't know if you're going to be able to talk about it for that long, and that's okay. You know, conversations run their course. I wasn't expecting this, and I very much
Mm.
enjoyed it. I very much, very, very much thank you for your time. Give us a. I mean, burgers made better. I need to do something a bit more official on that because this is like, you know, obviously if whatever's in the content of these episodes, it's official. Like it's been made better now.
Mm.
Um, I also have a big thing that at some point someone's going to give me vast amounts of production money, and I'm going to go back and try and build or make the things which make it better, if possible.
Yeah. Well, the
Um,
good thing about the burger one is you can just do it at home. You can just take
yes,
the suggestions. Toast a bun. You've got a toaster. You've got a bun.
yeah,
Put two
and
and two together.
I can probably you'll help devise a curriculum for people to study as well, and then once they've done
Mm.
the dissertation, they can a batch and they've got their kind of bachelor of burgers, they can join the council maybe. Um,
Mm.
but Robert, this has been fantastic. We've made it better, made the burgers better. Everyone needs to listen and adhere to the rules and call people out on it. Now, I'm not for violence. I'm not for if someone's just doing their job. Don't make it difficult. But I think it's okay to leave a suggestion saying you've not hit the kind of 10, 12 fundamental principles of burger making.
Mm.
Please do better. I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Right, but for now, before we wrap it up, do give us a quick run through your social medias again, where people can find you, and yes, that.
I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at Robert Duck Comedy. I do a audio only podcast where after every gig I do, I give a little rundown of how did I get the booking, what was the parking like. That's a big segment. Um, how I think it went. If it was new material, like what was I trying? What am I trying to do? I'm trying to cut them down to like 10, 15 minutes because I was running into like 40 minutes of ramble. But I'm trying to do one like every gig. It'd be like, how did I get it? Because people aren't very transparent with where they got gigs from.
Yeah,
And it's you need to know a load of people. I try and be very much like this person messaged me. I did these gigs with them. They then offered me this. Here is the pathway that I followed. I try and do
love
all of that.
that.
And on my
Love
Instagram,
that.
there's a link tree. It has all that stuff in it. And I'm Rick Mail Festival at the end of May doing 45 minutes of silly jokes. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, everyone get out there, follow Robert Duck, Robert Duck Comedy on most things. Follow, find, go to the Rick Mail Festival, which I didn't know existed, despite loving Rick Mail. So I'm going to see if there's tickets available to go.
So the first year was last year. I think a lot of people still haven't really heard of it.
I kind of slept on it a bit. Okay, well, I'm getting in this. So I can be like, yeah, I went to the second one, and saw Robert Duck and his one-liners and some songs, hopefully. And yeah, the best of luck with that. Quick recap of us. Don't forget, if you're going to Portsmouth Comic Con, come along at so there's one on Saturday, one on Sunday around lunchtime. We'll be more specific with times. And the 23rd of April, it's a Thursday evening. Doors open at 7:30. Me, Charlie Armstrong, Liz Neeson, and Heskey Merriman, which I mumbled intentionally because I always get it wrong, are going to make some stuff better. And I don't 100% know how we're going to do it, but we'll figure it out and it will be all right in the night. Say yes first and then come and figure it out after.
Pretty much.
Better with Geoff, Better with Geoff on some things. Just search Geoff Jones and Friends Make It Better, blah, 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 blah. Find everything. And apart from that, thank you very much for listening. This has been an absolute pleasure. And it's just time for me to say goodbye. And goodbye from Rob. Say goodbye, Rob.
The end.